Hello everybody. Today the topic is Enneagram Type 891 traits from an INTJ view. So for your information, Enneagram Type 891s are action-oriented people. They like to use their body, they like to use their guts feeling, and reactions always first. Actions first. That's why when you talk to them, you must have reactions, you must give response. Otherwise, they will look very badly to you and they will be suspicious on you and they will think a lot of things. There's something that I don't understand because I am not like that. No response is okay for me at times, unless no response on my projects or something that we need to produce results is not good. But we don't need to react every single seconds. Not every time interactions you must react so much. You must react in a certain way. They have this vibe is that from my observations you must react to them, talk to them, and also you must say in a way that let them feel good about themselves. And also you must say in a way that to project that you have this power, status, resources, good public images like good appearance, good recognitions. Basically those things like you can see in the beauty pageant, those prizes, awards like Olympics world recognized or locally recognized like uh, Guinness record or recognized by your company, have a company award like excellence awards. Those things are important if you are not conflicting with their conflict of interest. For example, if you are at the same level, they will feel like you are threatening them. If you are below them, they will feel threatening as well. But if you are above them, they want to see that you have more than them. There's some things that they segregated in very subconscious or consciously being done. So they want to, in order to accept, being accepted by them, you need to constantly build more and more on these things so that they can respect you and feel accepted. It's about the label. That's explain why I always think that why ENTJ and non-ENTJ are so different human beings. But when you comes in terms of Enneagram, it explains a lot. The distincts between these two are so obvious. You just can. It's very distinguishable. They can be very extreme competitive. In fact, they are extremely competitive, even though it's INTP as well. But uh, some people says that some people are not. Be type 9 are more laid back people. It's true at a certain time, but it's not true all the time, and also depends on individual. Especially those individuals based on survival needs, they have learned or built up the skills that they must project in a certain way. I have come across a few different type of upbringing of, for example, like INTP. There's a female like she is being brought up by INFJ father and INFJ mother, and she is very J-like. Or you can talk to her, and she can be very very J. But sometimes I have this feeling like impression she must act first. Like she skip all those analysis part. That's why she get things done more than me, but a lot of times she need to redo again because the plank is not there. But you because maybe you can say that it's P and J differences. But she definitely can be a very very good organizer after training or after communications. But the thing is that I also talked to some INTP who are really badass. Uh, it can be he or she, even female, also very very extremely competitive. Um, TP are very competitive people, so um, when they have this, uh, when they're in this category of nine, so action-oriented people, regardless who they are, they always, some are really really nice, but they will always go for their status power. That's why when you communicate in the sense that ENTJ and INTJ, INTP will pick ENTJ more because they speak the same language at some point. The same language is they like to do. They want to see something they can do. the language for them, they have the same language that they want to act on it. Okay, there is some conflict in them. It depends on the individual as well, but they have the same language as well. They want to act first. So feeling is not so much about it. And also thinking part, maybe the think later, act first. Uh, that's the dynamic that I have with INTP, but that's why you need to hold them. INTP you can hold them, but ENTJ you cannot hold them at all. They must say something. You must not say something. Most of the time, unless they are calm, ENTJ from my point of view, they you cannot say anything sometimes. At times, especially when they're arguing or they insist, but sometimes they can. So it's very strange sometimes, and it depends on individual. Like if they are in a very sensitive, like and extremely competitive, or maybe overly status oriented kind of a society or group they are in order for them to survive, then they speak very different language. So, and also like you must pick a side or you must be very clear like what action that you have. Which, if you talk about power, your reactions must show them that you have either the power or you don't have the power. You must show that side. That's why like intuitive people, even though they are intuition, they are N, they tend to be more like us because of the needs in if you explain from the Enneagram point of view. Based on my research, they like power, status, resources in public images. As long as those are being recognized by those group, that explains why they can you can find INTP even in bad groups of people, or it actually it doesn't really matter what types they are actually, but the tendency is just there. As long as the recognition is that, no matter good recognitions or bad recognitions, like the things that not so good, but because it's recognized as good, they will think that that's good as well. That's why it's a very different world compared to in a type 5 like me. I don't understand that. I would think first. Emotions and actions will be filtered before thinking. I will think first, think, then act. Think, then feel. It's not so healthy at times because you think too much. Sometimes you need to react first. Sometimes you cannot plan too much. You have to plan a bit and then act first because the changes will be fast, and changes will happen from time to time, or the timing is not right. Not the timing is doesn't wait for thinking or emotions. So um, it's something that we need to learn from them is that we need to look for the resources as well. That's why compared to Type 5 and other 891, they are more resourceful. Some Taiwan, they communicate that to me that they say that some of them they say resources is everything. It doesn't matter how you get it, unethically or ethically, it doesn't matter as long as nobody can see it or no people can see it. As long as you can get away with it, it is a must. This is the only way you can survive. I was shocked when some of them say like that to me. Extremely shocked because I don't see these things out like that. I never was the persons that they mention as like so-called society has to be that way. That's why I think there's some research says that INTJ aim for an ideal world for civilization, but the society doesn't work like that. The ENTJ I have seen online that say it like that. That is true. That's why ENTJ and INTJ are extremely different people. Even though we have some similar functions and maybe function similarly in a certain way, but we are definitely very different people, speak different languages in a way of action. ENTJ are very action oriented. So they are very sense-alike because they aim for power, status, resources, appearances, and recognition. They have absolutely no patience when you don't show these things. Sometimes they pretend to because the public images force them to, but they are absolutely have rebel inside, being angry inside. I have an ENTJ brother. He always project that. I'm still struggling to understand how to talk to him. He had done a lot of things, absolutely no ethic. Something is okay, but most of the time when it doesn't, it's very not good. So when I come across this kind of people, most of the time I would just retreat and run away. But I realized that most of the time the public or the society are acting this way. I feel confused actually. Like, what should I do? Uh, what is the right things to do in order to have a good outcome? I still stuck with the same thing, but let's focus here now. Like from my sharing is that I think, also based on the research and observations, and also talking experiences as well, research. I think people that who are action oriented people, especially like 891, they want action, they want reaction. When you talk to them, you must show them that you have these things: the power, status, resources, public images, good appearance and recognitions, and background, because all of these things links to power, status, resources. Again, everything links to each other. It seems like power is the only ultimate solutions because it means that you will gain a lot of resources. Good in a way that we only can survive when we have resources. It's bad in a way that they just focus it too much. They forget that we do not need to use unethical power, or we do not need so much resources. We do not need to be greedy. Resources are meant to be shared based on the effort, based on the fairness, in order to keep us to survive together. Well, that's just my ideal world. Sometimes it doesn't really function like that. It depends on society as well. Again, it may be not applicable for you, your situations. It really based on your surrounding as well. Well, and also like another thing is that I have this impression is that you must react all the time when they talk to you, and every time when you talk to them, you must praise them and talk in a way that say that they are good in certain thing. Because when you praise them or you talk something good about them, you say that, oh, you are such a really responsible person. If you talk to type one, that's the image they wants to project. So when you talk something like that, and also you must say something that you are a responsible person as well. And another thing is that when you talk to, for example, you talk to type 8, you must talk to them that you got recognitions like get prizes, and they will respect you a bit. And you also must talk to them in a way that tell them that you respect them, you, and also you are lower rank than them. If you don't show that, they will want to hunt you down, something like that. It's a very tiring process for me, because for me everybody are equal. Well, no matter how equal they say, it's not equal at all. You must have a certain sort of it depends on the individual as well, if the upbringing is always equal, their educations, their working, and the society they are in, talking about equal, then they are more equal like. But um, for most surroundings, not like that. You must say something to show that project that they are higher status than you. And but at the same time, you must show them that you can share resources. And at the same time, you must show them that you have a recognition in a certain way that can be useful for them. They want you to be useful so that they will respect and accept you. And you must dress nicely, but cannot be over than them, or at least it depends on what they see you, whether they see you when if it's at work. If they are below you, you have to show them you have more in them. If they are the same, you just make sure that they have more than you, otherwise they will hunt you down. Depends on what you want. If they are lower than you or higher than you, then you must show them that you are lower status than them, but still linked to you have these things and keep at the same line. Like for example, they are always be higher than you, but you still have all of these things. It's about what they want. A lot of times I realize that. And also background, you have to create some background that you are related to this one, linking to this ones. They are extremely competitive and they have absolutely no patience. It's very absolute sometimes when you talk to type 8 and 1. 9 also kind of absolute, but they are kind of laid back, so it depends on the individual. Uh, but I come across like I realize that type 9, like INTP are a bit laid back compared to type 8 and 1, but they just want to see these things. If you are able to cater this one to them, I think you have a more smooth relationship. That's it for today, Sherry. Thank you so much. Bye.